Welcome to AutoSens, the world's leading community for ADAS and autonomous vehicle technology development. We create best-in-class events, training, and information for the purpose of connecting the global community of engineers, scientists, and other automotive industry experts. Joining us today, we welcome him back to AutoSens, Henry Koren, Chief Product Officer of Imatest. And Henry, welcome. Thank you for being back with us.
Hello, glad to be here.
Henry, give us an overview of Imatest. Tell us about some of the work that you're doing right now in automotive. Give us a high-level overview.
Sure thing. So at Imatest, we focus on camera testing evaluation, and we take our camera into a controlled environment, a test lab, and capture images of a test chart and use standards-based routines to detect regions on that chart and analyze them and produce key performance indicators about image quality factors and things like sharpness, noise, distortion, color accuracy, tonal response, dynamic range, stray light, etc.
Sure.
And automotive industry is probably our biggest industry right now, among other camera-based industries.
Right. Henry, you have some big news right now on Imatest 23.1. Imatest 23.1. Take us through that and tell us all about Imatest 23.1.
Sure thing. So our release that's coming out shortly is going to include a bunch of new measurements that extend the slanted edge, which is our traditional feature for measuring sharpness. And we're now able to measure noise features from that using this information capacity measurement systems. And so there's also a bunch of other kind of noise related measurements, such as noise equivalent quanta, noise power spectrum, and signal to noise ratio of the independent observer, which is called SNRI. So all of these new measurements are kind of more comprehensive than just looking at sharpness. And by measuring noise from features where there's actually spatially interesting things happening, we can consider the effects of signal processing on those features. And that's just kind of taking the measurement to the next level. And this is something that we're going to be trying to incorporate into the ISO standards process. And it's going to relate to detectability and kind of the performance of machine vision systems, such as automotive systems.
Sure.
And so there's also some updates to our stray light calculations. We introduced our stray light analysis last year, and we've been continuing to improve that with new masking and normalization features that continue to make it another powerful metric that's really part of the potential long tail of failure modes for automotive camera systems. When you have a bright light source, when the sun is on the horizon, the stray light can really destroy your ability to detect objects that you're trying to not hit with your car. So that's the traditional measurements that sharpness and noise. Those are fine to do, but they're kind of necessary but not sufficient to have a completely safe vehicle. So we're trying to look at these other sort of more obscure failure modes. Maybe they don't happen as much, but still very important for vehicle safety.
Let's continue on with this conversation, Henry, because this is interesting. All of this expanded feature set of Imatest 23.1. What are some of the advantages for your customers? What are some of the advantages there of those expanded features we've been talking about for the automotive market?
Well, we're just trying to cover as many possibilities as we can, and it's really the objective measurements that are being produced from our software and the actual performance of the robotic system are maybe we hope they're similar things, and we're trying to get metrics that correlate better with the actual performance of the machine vision, the autonomous driving system. And the goal for that is to be able to do a fairly simple series of tests in a controlled environment and not have to go drive thousands or millions of miles to kind of reproduce those failure modes randomly out in the real world, which could impact safety. And we want to catch those problems before the vehicles go out on the road and kill somebody.
Henry, what are your concerns right now about cameras being used for current automotive safety systems?
I guess, knowing what I know about cameras, I know how they can fail. And there's quite a few ways that they can fail. And I guess, my concern is that automotive makers, tier ones, OEMs are making decisions more based on cost than safety. And the decision to save some pennies on, a lens coating, for example, that may save millions of dollars, but it also could cost lives when that lens coating leads to stray light being introduced in the system, leads to something, some sort of pedestrian being lost in a ghost image, and then you don't see that pedestrian and a safety problem happens. And so, the choice really should be for trying to maximize safety. And I think the more redundancy, the better. The sensor fusion is a really good thing. Having radar and ultrasonic and LiDAR to back up cameras is reasonable. Because there's environmental challenges. The mud and dirt on the road, can very easily destroy a camera's ability to see. And so I think the material challenges around those, getting lenses that clean themselves, stay clean, that's a really important problem. And, that's something that we're going to be trying to address soon. And I think stray light's a big factor in that. But, unless you've really reproduced all the kind of scenarios that the camera can go through, you're not completely able to be confident about the safety of that system.
Well, Henry, from all of us here at AutoSens, we want to thank you for your time, sharing your thought leadership and your expertise on automotive safety and automotive cameras. We want to encourage all of our attendees and viewers to research the latest Imatest 23.1. And Henry, thank you again for being with us today here at AutoSens.
Thank you. Appreciate your time.
For more in-depth interviews like this, subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow AutoSens on LinkedIn. For more information on our world-class events, visit auto-sense.com. That's auto-sense.com. In Detroit, on behalf of AutoSens, I'm Carl Anthony.